In this video, I'm going to discuss how to add command line options into your templates. Now, I'm going to discuss this in in two ways. The first one is how do I add them into an actual template, the face of a template. I'll use an assemble instruction. And then how can I add them into my interviews? Again, using an assemble instruction. And when I mean my interviews, I'm more so meaning an interview computation. I'm going to utilize the same library I was using for the introduction to command line option video. So this should look familiar to you if you've watched that video. If you haven't watched that video, it would be a good idea to go watch that first just to have some basis about what a command line option is and what it does, because I'm not going to demonstrate everything in this video again. I'm going to jump right in here, and what I'm going to do is create a scenario for you. Let's say, and the scenario may not be 100% correct, so go ahead and go with me on this one. Let's say that anytime we create a will, we want to also create a power of attorney, but we don't want them attached to each other. Maybe what we want to do is save them into our document management system as two separate files. So it doesn't make sense to use an insert instruction here. And that's why we want to use an assemble instruction. And I'm going to show you just what happens when we use that assemble instruction without using command line options, and then that will give you an idea why we need to use them. First, I'm going to go ahead and edit my will, and I actually have it open. It doesn't really matter where I put the instruction for the purposes of the video. I'm going to do it at the bottom. I'll click on the other field button on my HotDocs ribbon. I'll leave it as a symbol. I happen to have the file name in my clipboard. You can browse to select that file name from your folder if you do not have it handy like I did. So it's just this financial power of attorneys .docx. And if you don't happen to have these files, you can follow along with any file, any two template files. You can follow along in this video series. And I'll click OK. Now, the key with assemble instructions, if you've watched a video on assemble instructions, you know this already, you can't test them from the test assemble button. You need to test them from within the library itself. So I'm going to go ahead and close my template and click assemble here. Now, again, just for ease of time here, so you're not painfully watching me type in information, I'm going to use an existing answer file. This is the will, and as I can see here, I have the will. The minute I come in and click Finish, HotDocs produces that will and pops open a second interview. But here's the kicker for us now, right? Our user, they have the same exact interview. In fact, all the information is filled in. So this is a bit annoying for me as a user because I'm just coming in here and clicking the finish button. What I'm trying to do in HotDocs is create an efficient process for the user. And there is a better way of doing this. Command line options will add to the user's experience. So I'm going to click finish here. I have a second document. I'm going to go ahead and close these. So that was just demonstration why we will want to use command line options in an example like this. I'll edit my will again. This time when I'm implementing the assemble instruction, I'm not going to redo anything. All I'm going to do is I'm going to add to the assemble instruction. In the actual file name, I'm going to put a space after the end of the file name, whether it's a .rtf or .docx. I'll just enter a space. I'll go ahead and put in a /, and I'll tell you the two command line options I'm going to use, and I'm going to use the same ones throughout the video. NW for no window. That means no interview, no assembly window at all for this particular template. It will have one for the overall will because I don't have a command line option in the library suppressing the window for the actual will. And then I'll put a space in again because I'm going to use two together. I need spaces between each. And one thing with command line options, they're always lowercase. You're never going to put them in uppercase characters. And you can find all our command line options. I did mention this in the other video, but I'm going to say it again. You can find them in our help file. Just type in the word command line option, or you can type in full list of command line options. You'll find the actual information you're looking for. This one is STW for send to word processor. Again, I need to test this from the library. So I'm going to click Save and Close. I'll click Assemble. Again, I'll choose my answer file I was using before. Now, unlike, and I'm going to come in here and clean this up, unlike the last time, and I didn't show you this before, I have a will and HotDocs is queuing up the power of attorney to assemble next. This is called your assembly queue. It is similar to a printer's queue when you're printing jobs at work or at home. This is very handy when you're testing for these command line options, especially for send to word processor, etc., and you're using them with assemble instructions or other areas within the product where you can't see what's happening. This queue will be your friend. I generally just peek at it and then close it back down. So I see that it's loaded that. I'm going to click finish. Unlike last time, it doesn't reload the interview for me as a user. It just automatically produces that document. So it's suppressed the actual interview and now it's sent over those documents to the word processor for me.